Ever feel like your research data is speaking a language nobody understands?
It's a common struggle.
Like you've got this amazing story to tell.
The words just won't come out right.
Exactly. I mean, the data's there, but getting it to resonate with readers.
That's the real challenge.
So how do we bridge that gap? Make the data sing, so to speak.
Well, think of it like architecture. You wouldn't build a house without a solid foundation.
Okay, I'm following.
Tables and figures, they're your foundation. They provide structure and support for your entire research story.
Right, so let's start with tables. They can be a bit of a beast, can't they?
They can, but like any beast, they can be tamed. The key is simplicity.
Keep it simple.
Precisely. Think of a table like a well-organized map. Each row and column should have a clear purpose.
Guiding the reader to the information they need.
Exactly. And avoid clutter. If a data point isn't crucial to your main argument,
It's probably best left out.
less is more when it comes to effective tables. Now, charts and graphs, they're your visual storytellers.
They bring the data to life, don't they?
They do, but you have to choose the right tool for the job.
So many options. How do we know which one to pick?
Well, it depends on the story you want to tell. A line graph is great for showing trends over time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Pie charts, they're ideal for illustrating proportions or parts of a whole.
Gotcha.
But again, clarity is paramount. Stick to a clean design, avoid unnecessary bells and whistles.
No 3D explosions or anything like that.
Definitely not in a research paper. The focus should be on the data, not flashy visuals. Now, even with the most meticulously crafted tables and charts.
We still need to interpret what they're telling us, right?
Absolutely. Presenting the data is only half the battle. You need to guide your reader through the findings.
This is where I often get stuck. Seeing the patterns is one thing, but explaining their significance.
That's where the real magic happens.
Help me unlock the magic.
Ask yourself the so what's questions. Don't just describe the trends, explain what they mean.
So connect the dots between the data and the bigger picture.
Exactly. What conclusions can you draw? Do your findings support existing research or challenge it?
It's interesting.
And what are the implications of your work for the field as a whole? That's what turns a data report into compelling research. But remember, intellectual honesty is crucial. Every study has limitations, and it's important to acknowledge those up front.
Transparency builds trust.
Exactly, whether it's sample size, data collection methods, or potential biases.
Being upfront about those limitations actually strengthens our work.
It shows that we're aware of the nuances and complexities of research. Now, data doesn't exist in a vacuum. We need to place our findings within the larger context of the field.
So like how our work contributes to the ongoing conversation.
Precisely. How does it build upon or challenge existing theories? Does it open up new avenues for inquiry? By placing your research within this broader context.
We're showing its relevance and value.
And that's what makes research truly impactful. Like we're crafting a narrative.
Right, not just throwing data at people.
It's about taking them on a journey with us through the research.
So how do we become better storytellers?
Well, first, remember who you're talking to.
Or audience, right.
Yeah, are they experts in the field or are they coming at this with fresh eyes?
So we tailor our language accordingly.
Exactly. We don't want to lose people in jargon or overly complex explanations.
Keep it clear and concise.
But engaging, too. We want people to be interested in what we found.
So it's a balance, isn't it?
It is. Think about a good book, right? You've got the facts of the story, but the author also builds suspense.
They draw you in with the characters.
And they leave you wanting more. We can do the same thing with research.
By highlighting the key takeaways
and framing those takeaways in a way that resonates.
But always staying true to the data.
Of course. We never want to overstate our findings or make claims that aren't supported by the evidence.
Integrity is paramount.
Absolutely. But within those boundaries, there's still room for creativity.
To make the research come alive.
Right. Think about using metaphors or analogies to explain complex concepts.
So people can really grasp at what we're talking about.
And don't be afraid to share your own passion for the research.
Let that enthusiasm shine through.
Because ultimately, that's what's going to connect with readers on a deeper level.
It's about making them care about the research as much as we do.
Exactly. That's what transforms a research paper from something that's just read to something that's truly remembered.
And that emotional connection, I think that's what makes research truly memorable.
It's like the difference between reading a textbook and a captivating novel.
One just presents the facts, the other pulls you into a whole world.
Exactly. We want our research to be the novel, not the textbook.
But how do we do that without sacrificing academic rigor?
It's a delicate balance, but it starts with remembering that we're not just writing for other experts.
We're trying to reach a wider audience.
People who might not have a deep understanding of our field but are still interested in what we've discovered.
So clear language, avoiding jargon.
Precisely. And using examples that people can relate to, even if they're not scientists.
Like, I might use an analogy from everyday life to explain a complex statistical concept.
Exactly. That makes it more accessible and engaging.
And helps people connect with the research on a personal level.
Because ultimately, research is about making a difference in the world.
Solving problems, answering questions, pushing the boundaries of knowledge.
And if we can't communicate those findings effectively, then what's the point?
It's all for nothing.
That's why mastering data presentation is so crucial.
It's not just a skill for academics, it's a skill for anyone who wants to make their ideas heard.
In any field, in any context.
This has been such an enlightening conversation. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on how to present my research.
And hopefully that new perspective will lead to even more impactful and engaging work.
That's the goal. Well, this has been another fascinating deep dive. We've explored the art of data presentation, learned how to craft compelling narratives, and discovered the power of connecting with our readers on an emotional level. Thank you for joining us, and remember, research doesn't have to be dry and boring. It can be a captivating journey of discovery if we know how to tell the story.